In today's recipe we're going to make a quiche Parisien, which is Champignon Camembert. I'm going to go over through the ingredients. We're going to need, of course, one Camembert. I already cut it into 8 pieces because it's going to be 8 portions. We're going to use this bake form, so it's going to be divided into 8. Then, of course, I have some marinated mushrooms. This is Champignon de Paris and other mixture. But they look very colorful. They're marinated already, so they will be very tasty. There is about 9 cloves of garlic. There is some herbe de Provence, and there is some sea salt. Then there is 4 small onions already cut, and 5 eggs. So to start, we're gonna use the small pot, and we're going to put a little bit of our famous garlic oil. And we're gonna make it warm. While this is warming up, we're going to put the dough into the form. So the dough is already being rolled. So now we're gonna transfer over the bake form. It's a little bit big, but I would suggest just very carefully. It's very thin, so we want to make the corners to be substantially strong in order to hold all the content. So roll them in and carefully with your fingers just push them into the wall of the form in order for when it bakes in a uniform consistency and makes like a little border that is going to hold the egg mixture inside. Once you have it inside, you press it with your fingers to have a uniform texture. I mean, nobody's gonna see the inside, but you don't want it too thick in some places or too thin in other ones, because this would affect the baking of the base, of the fond de tarte. Once you have it into place, then magic fork again, we're going to make some holes to make sure there is no bubbles when we're ready to use, and we're gonna put it in the oven. Okay, so the oil is pretty much warm at this point, so we're going to put the onions first. The garlic is very strong, but it's going to be delicious. When the onion is becoming to be crystallized, then we're going to add in the garlic. And we're going to mix it into the onions. We don't want it too cooked because this will give it a very nice bite when you're eating the fish. So at this point I will just stop the fire and I'm gonna proceed with the mixture. So for the mixture we're gonna use about 1/4 liter of milk. Then we're going to put the eggs. So 5 eggs will be approximately what you would need for a form of 8 portions. I mean, they're very generous portions. Once you have it inside, we're gonna add on the herbs and the salt. We're gonna give it a good mix. And I'm going to use some of the marinated oil with the spices that was already in the mushrooms, and this is gonna give it increase the flavor in the mixture. So just give it a good mix. Okay, so the base, the le fond de tarte is ready. This is the golden brown we want to get, and as I was mentioning, we want this edge a little bit thicker in order to hold the mixture. So once you have it coming out of the oven and it's perfectly baked, we're going to put all the onions with the garlic into the base. We're going to distribute them evenly at the base of the tart, so everybody gets the flavor. Once you have everything at the bottom, then we're gonna put in the mushrooms. You can use fresh mushrooms also, but I always find the marinated mushrooms for this particular quiche is so much, the flavor is so much more intense. But of course, it's your personal flavor, taste, and of course you can buy the mushrooms that are in season. Once we have everything on the base, then we're gonna put the egg. The 5 eggs with a quarter of a liter of milk usually is the right amount for one of these bake forms. So we're going to bring it into the oven. And we're gonna finish baking it. Okay, so there we have it, the golden brown quiche parisien. We're going to add the cheese at this point. It's very hot, so usually the cheese is going to melt at the same time. So we're going to divide up it's 8 portions. So we're going to use about 2 slices of camembert per portion. Okay, so the quiche parisien is out of the oven and the cheese, the camembert, is already melted. So we're just gonna put some herbs to perfume the quiche and of course to intensify the flavor. And there we have it. Quiche Parisien, Champignon Camembert. Bon appétit. Okay, today we made Champignon Camembert quiche, which is the classic quiche Parisien. And we make also some quiche with sun-dried tomatoes. They smell wonderful, everything coming out of the oven.